good afternoon, everyone. Today is Saturday, July the 31st, 2021. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon, and it's 90 degrees outside. It's hazy, but still sunny. It's going to be like 93, I think. Today, Whiskey and I are headed to Bald River Trail. It's an 8.8 mile moderate hike. I think it's a loop, and this morning, when I was getting ready, my roommate's boyfriend, he's like, you can see Bald River Falls if you can just drive up to it. You don't have to hike. And I'm like, what fun is that? You got to do it the hard way, So last night I thought I was going to do a difficult hike. Today I just feel confident. I feel strong enough to do it, and something I've been wanting to do for a long time. But this week has been crazy. My dad was in town from Costa Rica, which was great. It's been crazy in a good way. So I spent a couple of evenings with him, and that was a lot of fun, but got to bed late and, lost some sleep. And then spent a couple of evenings with a good friend of mine, and that was fun too. But got to bed late those nights. So, I think it just compounds. And then, so this morning my alarm went off at 7:30, but I must have shut it off instead of pressing snooze because I woke up at 10. So it was at that time I was just so tired, and I knew I couldn't do this difficult hike. So it'll happen, but just not today, and plus I'm getting a late start. So we're gonna go to Cherokee National Forest. This time I brought some more equipment with me because I think in the fall I may start doing some overnight backpacking. So I brought my tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, what else? Trekking poles, extra clothes, extra food, extra water, things like that, like the water filtration system. And I also brought a power pack to charge my phone, because I've run into several different situations where the battery was about to die, and I was like, I'm lost, and just that needs to not happen. So I'm bringing the power pack, some pepper spray. I've got some utility cord in case I need a rope for anything. A flashlight. It's real bright, so plenty of light sources, plenty of power sources. A weapon if I need it. A couple. I found Outdoor Gear Revival through a friend at work. Thank you, Lindsay, by the way. And I went there last night, and they were very helpful. It's a very sweet couple here in Knoxville that own this secondhand camping and hiking and fishing and biking equipment store. So you can pretty much find anything you need. I was able to get La Sportiva, the brand, which is a great brand of shoe. Their trail runner. It was my size, and it was really cheap and just really in great shape. So I've got the hiking boots, but they're a little hot. They get kind of heavy and hot in hot days like this. And then I've got the hiking sandals, but if you're doing a hard hike, you don't want to wear sandals. So a trail runner is very nice. It's like a tennis shoe, but it has the tread of a boot, and you can get them wet. They're real light, and I really like them. So also got some trekking poles, and those are called Cascade Mountain Tech. They were only $60, and I had some trekking poles, but they were kind of clunky and heavy and stuff, and these are really lightweight and cheap. So trekking poles can be used for a lot of reasons, to stabilize you, especially going down the mountain. They can be used, like if the trail is overgrown, they can be used to kind of move the overgrown stuff away so that you can get through. Going over really difficult water crossings, they'll stabilize you like somebody's holding your hand, kind of. And then they can also be used as a weapon. So there's that. So I highly recommend trekking poles to anyone. They collapse, they're not, you have to, pull them out to make them your height, but they do collapse so they can fit in your pack, and they're real lightweight. So I brought that stuff, and see what it feels like, start carrying this gear and, see how it feels. So it should be interesting today. But I have, I'll be safe. I feel safe today. But I hope everybody has a wonderful Saturday, and rest of your weekend, and you just love one another and take care of each other, and I'll see you on the trail. Peace. Well, we made it to, we're almost to the trailhead. We've got about 2.5 miles left to go. It's just gorgeous here. This is Tellico Plains. I really hope that you guys can get here sometime. There's a lot going on. Lots of great energy and just beautiful scenery. The mountains are gorgeous. I was on the Cherokee Highway? Highway, Skyway. And it's just gorgeous. I would love to come back here again, rent a cabin, just the whole thing. They've got tubing and hiking, and just great place to be. So almost to the trailhead. People are going pretty slow. It's getting kind of windy, so that's exciting too. But I'll see you guys later. Peace. Well, there's Bald River Falls. I thought maybe I was going to hike to it, but you can see it from right here. This is wow. And there it goes. So now the challenge will be to find parking. What's this? Oh, that's no parking. No. Bingo. Woohoo! We did it, Whiskey. Now to find the trailhead. Yep. This is gorgeous. Oh my goodness, I hope this whole trail is like just views of this right here. That would be great. Bald River Falls. Such a beautiful day. Boy, this terrain is pretty rocky. Some of these parts are a little sketchy. They're real close to the edge, but look how beautiful this is. Wow. Glad I brought the trekking poles. I think the trail, Whiskey, come. I think the trail follows this river, Bald River, the whole way, and it's going to be an amazing hike. But looks a little challenging, so. Well, we've been going about a little over a mile. This is a difficult trail. Bald River Creek, or Bald River Trail it's pretty narrow. There's some spots where you can definitely fall if you're not careful, so that's why I'm glad I brought my trekking poles. They've kept me pretty safe. Haven't had any worries, but I just realized I was starting to feel, it's super hot today, but I was starting to feel like really lightheaded, and couldn't figure out why, because I've got plenty of water, but it's because I hadn't eaten all day. I've been doing this intermittent fasting and just trying to go longer and longer, and just excited to get here. That it's about 3:45 in the afternoon. I'm just now eating, so I'm gonna eat and then keep on trucking along. I really love the shoes. They're great. I thought that they were going to be too tight with the wool socks, but they do loosen up, as you're walking. And I got them wet a little bit just so they'd be cooler. What else? One thing you don't want to do is when you stop to eat, when you set your try not to set your backpack down in the dirt, because if you have one of those camelbacks, the straw to that is definitely going to end up in the dirt, and you'll be drinking water, but with little bits of dirt the whole way. So just keep that in mind too. Well, we're up quite a bit. There's not a whole lot of options for water up here. The falls are down there. So I got to this little creek and I wanted to show you guys the best way to filter water if you're going on a day hike. It's called the Sawyer Squeeze. It's this little, basically it's a water filter. It keeps out a lot of bacteria, like 99.9% of bacteria. I have a friend recently who told me that, you know, up in Asheville and Pisgah, like they would recommend drinking that water without filtering it. Oh, it's just so clean. It's cleaner than, you know, the water in town. But no, because if you ever get giardia or swallow that, you'll wish that you had had a water filter. So this is a pretty tiny stream. There's kind of a bigger one up here a ways, but this is almost like a fountain, so it's pretty cool. I'm gonna show you here. I'll just set that down. I got my bag here. There's like a tiny little waterfall that you can actually fill up here. It takes a while, but if you're in a big waterfall, you're not going to get as much water into this bag. You got to have some air around it, or it'll like just get half full. You know what I mean? It has to be like almost like a sink. It's filling it up slowly but surely. Once you fill up your water, you will put, and you can do this with any kind of container. You can do this with a, this is the bag. It's pretty big. I think it's about a liter and a half. You can do this with a smart water bottle, with any kind of thing, but the actual filter has to fit on there. So you just screw that on and drink it up. It's perfectly safe. Found this campsite. It's pretty badass. This is just amazing. This is a legit campsite. Somebody's got a fire pit here. Got a couple places to sit, couple chairs there. And then you have this that you can listen to all night. You can get out there and swim, tube, whatever you want to do. I wouldn't recommend tubing because Bald River Falls, you know, is right down there. So maybe up a little more, but this is your ideal campsite. Go get a drink. Whiskey, get a drink, honey. Go get a drink. Good girl, get a drink. Woo-woo. Hey, don't go far. No. All right, get a drink and let's, come on. Did you get a drink? Good girl. So yeah, so this is the campsite. I'm not sure if you have to reserve this or not. It's in the National Forest, so you may just be able to set up camp. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask Regina. There's quite a few down there. There's another one just down the way. Wow. I got all my gear with me. It's pretty tempting, to be honest with you. But I only have enough phone battery life for about 23 hours on this. So could get a little dicey. But just look at this. I mean, it's free and it's gorgeous. It's nature. Set up a tent, maybe right up in there. Wouldn't that be something? Wow. Have a lot of fun. Also, when you're navigating this trail at Bald River Falls, these trail markers are really difficult to spot. They look like that. They're like a greenish white. And they kind of blend in with the tree moss. So just be on the lookout for that. There's a couple times when I went the wrong direction because those are so hard to see. But I found my way, and this trail is gorgeous, you guys. Just get out here and do it if you got the chance. Oh my goodness gracious, how beautiful. I would really like some company if anybody would like to come with me, but I go fast, so just letting you know. Just warning you. Look at that. So we definitely have plenty of water source on this trail. How's it going up there, Whiskey? Doing all right? Hanging in there? You got enough water? I think we do. We made it about 2.5 miles. It's so hot today. It's so humid and hot, and this is quite overgrown. So I'm pretty glad that I brought the trekking poles. You can move all this brush out of the way, you know, when they've not done trail maintenance and it's been raining. Well, actually, I think we need some rain, but I've only seen 2 people so far on this trail. I've got another, let's see, 1.9 miles to go to get to half, and then I'll have another 4.4 on the way back. So we should make it by dark. I'm actually going faster than I've been going. I'm going about 2.5 miles per hour. So that's 0.5 miles faster per hour than I was doing a few weeks back, and I owe it all to exercise, and I've been drinking nothing but water lately. No soda anymore, no Coke. I might flavor it, but with doing the intermittent fasting, it's real important that you stay hydrated and drink a bunch of water. Don't drink too much or your sodium level will go way down and you might have a seizure, but that's a lot of water. So I was just thinking about, as I was walking, you know, this Trails to Healing program I'm trying to start, and you know, it's a process. You really have to work hard to get what you want, and to you know, and it's always worth it when you work so hard, and anything worth having, you have to work hard. So just thinking about relationships, and to be honest with you, you know, what I put up with just so that I wouldn't be alone. The thought of the fear, actually, of being alone was crippling. So when people know that about you, they can treat you any way they want to, and you'll just put up with it. Just hang in there till it gets better. But usually when they start disrespecting you, it doesn't get better after that. So, in doing these hikes, you know, alone, in working towards a goal, and just, you know, there's some situations out here in the woods where if you can't count on yourself, you're screwed, you know. So you have to have that confidence and that determination, that strength, that endurance to keep on, just keep on hiking. I mean, you're out here in the forest, you got no service. Got my dog here with me, but Shelby's dog. I'm borrowing her. But she's out here with me, and that makes it a lot better, just a lot more comforting to have someone here. But when you get to the point where you're not afraid to be alone, and sometimes you almost prefer it, you know, after you've had such a rough week, a very exhausting week of, you know, taking care of sick patients 10 hours a day, you know, just other things. Sometimes you just rather just go out to the woods. Like, I'd rather just go out to the woods and recharge. I would like to have some company, but sometimes that's not always possible. So, but when you reach the place where you're not afraid to be alone, and you love yourself, and you have a good time just doing whatever by yourself, and you find that peace, there's nothing like that. I mean, there's just, life becomes so beautiful. You know, I can't tell you that I never get anxious, but there's really little to no anxiety. I've also been incorporating things like meditation. I've been practicing that every morning. and every night. And I'm finding that, doing that on a regular basis every single day, I don't react to things, like I used to. I take a deep breath and I close my eyes and I just breathe. Tell you what, these shoes, these La Sportivas have been amazing for this hike. They're like big bear paws. I mean, they just like grip the ground and you can go over a bunch of rocks and they don't slip and slide and give you a lot of support. I don't think I'll ever go back to a regular trail runner. These are great. I recommend these very much. They look like this. And they're expensive, but darn it, they're worth it. My trekking poles have been great. I want to thank the people from OGR Knoxville for helping me get this stuff here. Give me some great suggestions, recommendations. The lady there actually, told me that to go ahead and get my business cards and my pamphlets and stuff together, and she'd like to put them in her store. So I don't have those yet, but something to think about. Also something to think about is just making this a regular business, not going through the hoops of a not-for-profit. So we'll see where things lead me, and just what feels right and what happens, and I'll just keep on praying and meditating on it, and hopefully this will work out great. Hey everybody, it's about 6 o'clock and we're on our way back to the beginning of the trail. Whiskey and I, we went swimming in the river. It was a lot of fun. There's quite a current though, so you really got to be careful. There was a point where Whiskey was starting to slip away, and I grabbed her and she got out, but I was like, Whiskey, no. So just be careful with things like that. You never know how strong the current is. So as I was saying before, in doing this Trails to Healing, I'm just trying to figure out things that I can help these women with, as far as changing their mindsets. And I think the most important thing to consider, one of the many important things, is that a lot of women that are going to be in this program are currently in a domestic violence situation or trying to get out, seeking therapy to get them out of that situation. So it's very easy for them to go back and want to stay because they're just conditioned. R.C. Blakes calls it female slave conditioning. So basically, the female thinks that she's got to wait it out and things are going to get better, and goes back to it thinking that everything will be better if I just do this or this, and really that's not what happens. It just gets worse, because the abuser knows that they'll just come right back. It doesn't matter what they do, they can treat them any way they want to. And so I think the important thing to teach women that are trying to get free of these situations is that once you find that you love being alone, once you just go through it. You have to deal with yourself. You've got to deal with your issues. You've got to deal with, the wounds from your childhood that have conditioned you to think this way. The fears that you've had because of possibly abandonment, rejection from a parent, from a loved one, from, a family member. It doesn't matter. you don't want to feel that pain again. You don't want to feel that fear and that pain again. So you just stay in it. So you got to deal with that. And once you do, and once you are free from that fear, life is beautiful. Life is exciting. You know, you're happy in whatever state you're in. It doesn't matter if you're with somebody or if you're alone. And I guess I'm to the point now where, you know, I'm so okay with being alone that, you know, when the right person comes along, it's going to be because, and I'll want to be with them because, you know, I want to be with them and they make me happy. And the way I feel when I'm with them is, you know, safe and happy, and it just adds to my life. And so it keeps you from being, you know, desperately seeking somebody because you're lonely. That's when bad things happen. That's when abuse happens. So, you know, just getting into that mindset and, you know, possibly, I'm not a licensed counselor, but I can tell them, you know, what's worked for me. And if I can get better, I'll tell you what, anybody can. I was a mess. A lot of you know. But I've come a long way, and I just, you know, I really give a lot of credit to hiking and being out in nature. I can't express that enough. That's what has saved me. Good girl, Whiskey. Hi, Whiskey. We're almost done. You've done such a great job.